one of the things that really tripped me out with this film and with the ending and everything you're describing about with the injections too is it's not just that we are consuming the performance and somehow in that exchange, that economic exchange, the performer is being depleted to the point where they're dying, that performance is an act of dying. Like he's up there dying. And like, you know, like in like the things that he's using to revive himself into performance so that we can clap and give him money. We're paying him to die on a certain level. And like, we're paying a lot of these guys to die. And the thing that kind of tricks me with this is the amount of wealth that they have.
It's more in death than life, honestly.
Chris Kirkwood of the Meat Puppet said this in the oral biography of Blind Melon, but he said one of the things that you have to understand is when you get this successful and famous, people just give you drugs, and that you have so much money that your access isn't what it used to be when you were having to like do drugs sporadically because you didn't have that much fucking money. That part of the problem is that the accessibility of all these different kinds of drugs. And so that's a long way to say,
Dr. Nick, you know, I mean, Elvis has a guy that just comes to him and brings a fucking pharmacy with him wherever he goes. I mean, that kind of access is just insane. And yeah, I mean, does it surprise anyone that people die off of that?
It's so strange that so many of the variations of being high that you're getting are escapes from the self. It's like it's a different consciousness, so that like the thing that you want and even need in order to perform your life for the consumption of others is a routine, visceral, regulating escape from the consciousness of being you.
That's like ups and downs. I mean,
yeah,
from what I understand, and there are videos of this in the last years of his life, anytime you saw Michael Jackson like in front of a camera or dancing or anything, like when he was rehearsing for that show they were going to do, that he was just fill him with speed. Like they inject so much speed with him, and they're like, if he's off camera, he's asleep. He's basically just drugged to sleep all the time. And it's just like, dude, like this is, you talk about like a dead person, like we're paying someone to die. It's fucking sad. And like these people are trapped. And like you talk about like consuming people. I mean, this Greil Marcus, you love this, Justin. This chapter is called A Corpse in Your Mouth: Adventures of a Metaphor or Modern Cannibalism. This is about Elvis and the phenomenon of the Presley burger and the rumor that people had dug up his corpse and made burger meat out of it, and that you could eat Presley burgers. And you know, I'm thinking about like the Catholic like communion, you know, and like the body of Christ. I mean, I'm not going there. Because Greil Marcus does, honestly. Like, I mean, you know how Greil Marcus writes. He's already thought of it. If you're thinking of a weird connection, he's already thought of it. But I thought the Presley burger thing.
I need to read that. Yeah, I don't know much about. I don't know much about that work. Man.
I had no idea there was a Presley burger. But you know, I think we grew up partly that we said that Elvis was a joke for us in the 80s and 90s. We grew up in that atmosphere of Elvis showing up like that, like in kind of campy, weird, like stupid shit. He'd show up in movies often, like as just always in that Vegas jumpsuit.